Hi, guys. A very good evening and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. Today, I haven't been available. I was at work and I am back so that we talk about important matters in the nation of Zimbabwe. So, we want to look at the possibilities of the generals, the coup generals, for the possibilities of them reaching 2027, 8. 29, 2030. Those are very, very important years. And we are looking at those years because we believe that if Emerson manages to extend his term to 2030, then year by year, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030 itself, several generals would have reached 70 years. And according to this new law, which is now there, it's very, very clear. It spells out that these generals will be retiring at 70 and no one will be surpassing that year. And it has been proven by Valerio having had 1 year added after he reached 70, which means after this 1 year added, there is the chances are so little that he will continue as the commander of defense forces. The chances are slim, which means the current Zimbabwe National Army commander will also live in 2026. He will definitely reach 70 and will live. So as some comrades, number one, who are war veterans, number two, who participated in the 2017 coup, and also who are anti-2030 or anti the dynasty. So you can actually see that this is a long-term plan. And today I managed to sit down with somebody who clearly explained to me about how everything is going to unfold. So it's very, very interesting to note that the major issue is about him being able simply to extend the term to 2030. He does not intend to go beyond 2030 himself. That is the explanation which I got, which means all the people who can stop him now, they will be retired one by one. After reaching 70, they are retired. After reaching 70, they are retired. After reaching 70, they are retired. And some of them will die in retirement because of illness, because of assassinations, or whatsoever means. Vanenge vachingoenda one by one. By the time we reach 2030, pane pasina munhu anoti bufu, pane pasina munhu anogona kumisa Mnangagwa's son to succeed his father. What it means is nyika inenge yakuchitongwa nemafidi dynasty waya vakuchigona kuenda kumberi nenyaya dzavo. So it's very, very important to note that one of the critical issues was that if Mnangagwa is to remove term limits as the incumbent, he cannot benefit from that. But if Mnangagwa manages to extend this term ya ainayo by 2 years to 2030, that is simply to amend the constitution and say my elections are kuitwa after 7 years and the next elections will be held in 2030. If that passes through, then he will have to lead up to 2030. Pasina munhu anoti pwe, pasina munhu anoti pim, pasina munhu anomudzinga. And that might not require a referendum according to the plans which they have. This is something which is very, very important. They are saying, according to the plans, this might not need a referendum. How? Kana pazvichaitika zvese parliament ikapedza basa, Mnangagwa or other people will say, let it go to referendum. And we'll set the date for a referendum. Then someone asingazikanwe will come out of the trenches and will come out and say, we are challenging this. According to the constitution, you cannot go for a referendum for the extension of years not of extension of term, but of years in office, which means, it's going to be very, very interesting. He's not extending his chances. Only 2 terms, not any other term, but this current term is the one which is going to run for 7 years, so as other terms which will follow. The same person is going to cite the global agreement yakaitwa, global political agreement yakaitwa in 2008, and will say we didn't go for a referendum to adopt that GPA. We didn't go for a referendum to agree that a new constitution starts to be drafted. So you can actually see that you will say we only then adopted a new constitution as a whole. That is the reason why we went for a referendum. And this one does not touch the constitution as a whole. It's just a matter of the presidential term, or just the issue of elections happening after 7 years. And we say there is no need for a referendum to happen. And the courts being captured, they will come, the Constitutional Court, and will say, yes, we agree with this man. You don't need to take this matter to a referendum. So let it just happen, just like that. Then isisu tikatarisa kumashure, we have Malaba, according to the constitution, was not supposed to benefit from an amendment, but benefited, which means vanongoramba vachingoita kamunyati kavo ikako, and no one will say pim, everyone will remain quiet, and these people will be phased out one by one quietly. Then this brings us to something which is very, very important, which says, so because of that, the generals are left with only 2025, and if late, early 2026 for them to act. So I'm not so sure if this is the case, or they are together, they are playing together in terms of this game whatsoever. But let me tell you, everything is in the pipeline. Vakomana, they are ready to take over the presidency from 2030 going forward. Zvekuti hanzi vamunangagwa 2033 vakomana ava vakungorasisa kucreate confusion, but this is the information. So where I got this information, it doesn't matter. And but this information is 100% authentic. This is the plan, and we will be watching to see how everything is going to unfold. So it's up to them to stop that agenda, or it's up to them to embrace that agenda. So it is what it is. We will continue to watch and see. Grace, thank you very much for coming. How are you? Martha says 70-20. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, for coming this evening, and we will continue to look at what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. So they have up to this 2025, or they will have to forget. But I'm talking about the generals, not Isisu generation edu. Isisu generation edu, Trukuti, no, we have our plans. We are going to stop that nonsense, and we will do what needs to be done when the time is right. Jonathan, thank you very much for coming. It says, Anzu, we love, please continue good liberating news. Thank you very much for that. We will continue to speak about changing the nation of Zimbabwe. So, mind you, I have said generals, not us as the young people. Whether Tafa, whether Tarama, I know my generation will liberate this country. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. We will be watching to see what is going to happen next.